Hey, welcome back to the review where we're here. If I'm joined by Gordon Pierce, sport video journalist, and we're speaking about the big stories. Of course, we spoke about the Soca Warriors just a while ago. We also spoke about the women. Also, Naparima College, the Premier Division of the Secondary School Football League.
Well, of course, hats off to the Naparima College, their coaching staff, Angus Steve and Travis Marine. You know, they have done a good job. A number of people, you know, would be angry with them, having taken back Jabari Mitchell and Nicholas Dillon, as well as the defender Watson.
Watson, yeah.
Yeah, Watson, to play school football after the under-20 tournament. You know, so at the end of the day, though, of course, victory. It's going to be history. It's the first time that the Secondary Schools Football League has played the Premier Division. So, regardless if it's scrapped forever, that Naparima College is going to be written in history as having won that title, the first ever title. At the end of the day, though, I think the Secondary Schools League will have to go back and really assess, you know, the competition. Yeah. I think even because there is no Big Five and lead up towards the final, to decide the winner, I think it just really petered out. I think everybody playing everybody and then a winner being decided. I think something was missing. You know, we missed that Big Five where you come down from the north and they bring down your north posse to the south and what have you. I think that was definitely missing this year.
But would not have been involved in the league in itself, with teams having to travel to God knows what end of the country to play?
Yeah, but when you're going to play a league game, you don't really have that intensity and rivalry because you're going to play a league game. You know, you don't know what's the result up the road and what have you. So the real attraction, you know, like if you're going to play a Big Five game, everybody's going to come. Those who have been knocked out from the North Zone, they're going to back a North Zone team. The South Zone going to come with their South Zone teams. Tobago going to come with their teams. You know, so it's a different kind of vibes. Yeah. And I think on that final day, I would have been there, if I had been the secondary school's president, I would have been confused because I had to go quite Naparima to see if Naparima would get the job done, south to see if Naparima gets the job done, and then I'll have to be up in the north looking to see if St. Anthony, so I would be on my phone and my walkie-talkie, you know, I'll have 2 trophies all about the place.
No, but that sounds exciting. That to me sounds a little exciting.
It has the excitement in terms of the administration will be excited. Yeah, but I don't think the fans would be so excited, you know. I think if had it been a grand final, St. Anthony's versus Naparima, I think you get a different vibe. You know, the stands will be packed, the boys beating their task and what have you. When I looked at the pictures and all, you know, that you saw from Don't Achiever boys, when they won, of course, the Naparima boys would have run on and celebrate, but you didn't get that real final vibe, you know. So I think that is missing. Of course, you know, my view on the secondary schools football, it's about developmental football, it's about football providing the opportunity. I will always say, I would have never played football had a Premier Division because I was not one of the 30 best players in Barata Senior Comprehensive at the time, you know. But because, of course, the school, it was just the championship league, so a number of the players would have been going to the more established schools in terms of St. Augustine at the time or what have you. So I was given the opportunity to play, you know, the first year I played all over the place, you know, and then I came along. So I think we're just missing the bus in terms of our secondary school football, where we're trying to do the job of the professional league. I think it's either we're going to go the way where the schools are going to provide the national players, like how, you know, in America, you have to go to the colleges and what have you, and then there'll be that draft and what have you. Or we're going to go the way of the Europeans, where we have the more academy setup, where the professional teams really deal with the footballing development of the player.
Which do you think is the better system?
I think because of how we have it in Trinidad and Tobago, it's going to be very difficult. But I think I'm going to lean more to a mixture of the academy system, the European system, and we have to remain in school. You know, we don't have established academies in Trinidad and Tobago where the educational aspect is taking full control of. So I think we have to mix it in. But I think no one can tell me that the level of play you're going to get in secondary school football is going to be anywhere near what you're going to get, say, under 17 Pro League game, under 17 Pro League fixture is 10 times more footballingly better than a secondary school fixture.
All right, and what do you think about the level of competition? We looked at the league standings. Naparima College, of course, they won by, what, 3 points? 3 points, and second place in San Juan, close, a level on points, and Benedict just below that. So we saw some parity in terms of the point system rather than having one team run away with it. You know, what do you think that may have done to help the level of the secondary school football?
No, well, you see, that's just competition. And I always say that event, I'm more into developmental than events. And I think when you come into the situation here, the secondary schools, football, I'm not knocking them. Of course, they are the basket of really football development in Trinidad and Tobago in terms of coming up the ladder. I think that they I am saying that they really missed the bus in terms of that, because when you look at the league and you saw what went on, you saw St. Anthony's off brisk, right?
St. Mary's, in fact,
right? Well. But St. Anthony's was leading unbeatable. Bam! Naparima got back their 3 national players, and just 3 players was able to just
turn around the season.
Turn the whole season on its head. Immediately, St. Anthony's beaten. And beaten once, all other teams got the confidence, and till they went into a slide, a 3-game slide, and I think that really set the season for them there. You know, there was no coming back after that. So I think that shows, you know, that really the standard of football, that if 3 players could return to a team and make such a heavy impact that it actually spanned the league on its head, you know, I am definitely going to say that we need to be looking elsewhere if we're going to develop football, you know, and that's where we have to begin. I think the stakeholders have to sit down, and they have to be give and take. Of course, everybody wants to be the king of their own castles, you know, but for the good of football and Trinidad and Tobago, at the end of the day, you know, the stakeholders need to sit down and decide where in the food chain, you know, you lie. Whether you're going to be the producer, you know, the consumer, the first consumer, the second consumer, you know, you got to understand your position.
Or the cheerleaders.
Even the cheerleaders. And this year, you know, we didn't see the cheerleaders come out, you know, as we normally expect, you know, in secondary school football.
All right, well, speaking of which, the TTFA, the Minister of National Security, is going to meet with the TTFA to discuss where they can assist in terms of financial help for the TTFA. Yeah, well,
he's the Minister of Sport. I think it's Rupert Griffith who's going to...
Rupert Griffith, rather.
Yeah, so he's the Minister of Sport.
Wrong Griffith.
Yeah, wrong Griffith. Yeah, he's going to sit down. I think when the time has come, if all of this is because of Mr. Randy Waldron's tweet, then, you know, I'm going to have to salute that tweet.
Oh, no. Gordon Pierre is going to change his position.
No, I'm not going to.
Then you'll have to.
No, I'm not going to change my position there. I'm just going to say that if it's all because of that, yeah. But I think that's something that should have been done a long time ago. I think it's time that we go past the politics of the playing politics with sport, you know, because sport impacts lives so much more than active politics. You know, when you go to places like India, you know, places like the UK, they are more familiar with Trinidad and Tobago.
They don't know where we are, but they know sportsmen.
They know sportsmen. You know, so we definitely got to reach that point where the nation comes first. You know, and that was my only problem with the tweet. You know, when he said Trinidad and Tobago, send it TNT, send it help, and it to me it played us, you know, like being a country in the back of I don't know where that is, right? But I really, you know,
him back too.
Yeah, I definitely really was taken aback by that. But if out of, you know, I'm already upon 10,000 flowers bloom, and this is one of it, I think the Ministry of Sport needs to sit down with the TTFA. The TTFA, though, you know, needs to come up with a plan. We cannot continually be going. They need to come up with a plan. Throughout the world, great inventions happen because of great problems. And I think they need to sit down, they need to come up with a plan. How are we going to push forward? How are we going to get football on the right track? It has to have all the inputs, both the short-term inputs, in a way, see results. We're seeing results at the Caribbean stage now. We want to go even further and probably get to the CONCACAF level where we're getting results, where we're being qualified. So we have to get the short-term results, but we have to have that long-term vision, the continuity, so that people coming next, you know, if today or tomorrow, Mr. Timke was supposed to demit office, you know, and of course I always say that's my president, you know, personally, in terms of the kind of man he is. If he was supposed to demit office tomorrow, he would have left the same legacy that we have come in meeting, you know, the bankruptcy, you know, nobody wants to be involved with football, everybody has a hands-off approach, you know. So therefore, we have to sit down and really come to a place. Anybody going into that office, you know, it must not only be a title-bearing office, but you must come with a plan to move from here to where you want to get to.
Must only be a ceremonial president.
Yeah, you can't be a ceremonial president. So definitely, you know, I'm gonna say, I say all that to say this, that I'm not willing to sacrifice, you know, the good personality or the loving person, you know, on the heart of on the heart of Trinidad and Tobago's football, because I always say I am more interested in those youths who live differently because of that desire. And you see what the ladies do, what the ladies are doing? That is why there can be no replacement for that. You're going to see young ladies coming out to play football, regardless of what goes on from here going forward. They're going to see young ladies coming out here to play football. I am seeing a number of former footballers, fans saying, I know, when you all come back, don't go and deal with them, don't take the papi show and the bandwagon. I am saying no. I am saying that what is going to happen there is going to impact the youngsters. The youngsters are going to see, hey, you can make a sacrifice. This is the lesson, and this is what sport teaches you. Sport teaches you we can make a sacrifice. We can be down today and up tomorrow. We can be the worst person. People can hate us today, and we can be a superstar tomorrow. And I'm thinking, if all of that, that's what I am saying, and I'm willing to forgive the tweet. You know, even though I may not have liked it totally. Of course, I know that they were under some difficulties and what have you, and I could understand it. But I am saying that if the result of all of that from that tweet is that I increase accessibility, I increase visibility, that finally we're going to see Atlantic LNG having an ambassador from football, whether it be female or male. If you're going to see the NGC having an ambassador from football, whether female or male. If you're going to see B-Mobile having an ambassador from football. If you're going to see Toyota not have an ambassador from football who played so long ago and who have not done the national colors in about 8 years. If we're going to see...
You want to call a name there?
No, I'm not going to. We all know. If we want to see... If I'm going to see under 20, probably the MVP, probably Kadim Corbin. You know what? If Kadim Corbin...
What that would do for his players?
Oh, my goodness me. Yeah. The players who had played just with him, the players who would have played around him as well and figure, you know, I'm better than Kadim. I coach Kadim, and I'm telling you, a number of youngsters who would have been in PS who would have cried all over the country to play football. You know, they are re-energized to come and play football. They had some play football to go and, you know, as they say, hustle, get the money, the instant money. But when they see that the dream is right there to them, you could imagine had Kadim be a brand ambassador, you know, for a vehicle company, what it would have done to young people in this country. They would have been able to say that, here what's going on. We do not only have to be good in academics. There are other ways for us. The dream would have become real for us.
It makes a lot of sense right there. All right, cricket. The WICB say they're sticking with Weeper as the sole bargaining body for the West Indies players, and they said they're not going to intervene between the little squabble right now between Wave Alliance, Weeper, and the players unless invited to do so.
Well, of course, you know, if the owner of a business, right, the owner of a business has a bargaining body, and the bargaining body and the owner of the business are chummy, and all is going well for the owner of the business, he can do what he wants. He is not going to, that is his bargaining body, he's not going to deal with all the disgruntled employees. You know, having said that though, I think the West Indies Cricket Board, definitely, Weeper needs to get their act together in terms of getting together with their players. Of course, we know that if you're disgruntled employees, they're not going to perform well on the job. So that's one of the basis of management. So I think that Weeper has to get it right with the players. The players don't have to understand the bigger picture, but that West Indies cricket is important. And of course, from what I saw, you know, I'm not a man who will go into the nitty-gritty, you know, and find out, I think, a wider range of cricketers, you know, benefiting from this MOU. So I think that's going to be better for West Indies cricket.
But don't you think their point, though, that consultation needed to take place between the players who are the earners, the marquee players who are the earners, and the governing, the body that oversees their, or has their voice?
Yeah, most definitely. I think that is definitely should be so. But then again, the union, right? If you were to take the Weeper Players Association as a union, when the PSA is going to bargain, they don't bargain for just the managers, right? They bargain for their wider membership, you know. So you try to get as wide a range of people, you know, getting the increases, the benefits. So it's you know. But I definitely think that the managers should have sat down. That's the marquee players in this case should have sat down with the Weeper and got things done. Of course, you're seeing a bit of politics there and insularity. You know, you're talking about Jamaican. You're talking about CEO of WIPA, CEO of the West Indies Cricket Board, also the president, you know, all coming from one part of the Caribbean. So you're seeing a bit of insularity stepping in there. I hope, though, that they can really sort it out, because we don't want that to be the highlight again. That must not be the highlight, the legacy of West Indies cricket. Yeah, and I think we tend to miss that. You know, we tend to miss that a number of times. We're going to be here, and as I get older, I start to realize that we're going to be here today. We're going to be the talk of the tongue in some form or fashion. But at the end of the day, when we've moved on from this place, when we can no longer go on the pitch, and when you walk on the pitch, the next coach pointing at you, you know, what is your legacy going to be? And I think we had to understand what the West Indies players now have to understand what their legacy is going to be.
All right, well, that wraps it up for another discussion room inside the review, where we heard his view, Gordon Pear. Keep it right here, We Sports, your station for sport. We will be back with much more here on The Review.
Черная дальняя передача на Диего Коста. Вынуждает Диего Коста ошибиться кого-то из футболистов сборной Люксембурга. Тот скидывает мяч прямо на ноги. Еще раз посмотрим. Ну, фантастика. Все было сделано на высочайшем уровне. В одно касание Давид Сильва мяч себе подработал. Вторым касанием очень зряче пробил дальнюю девятку ворот Джонатана Джиба.